Look, it may take a while. You want to wait? There's a bench over there.
I'll be back.
Yes, he's back. Again. On screen and off, Arnold Schwarzenegger is very much back in action. Tracy Smith has our Sunday profile.
Venice Beach, California has a kind of timelessness, from the sandy shoreline to Gold's Gym, where you can see heroes past and very much present. On any given day, the gym's most famous patron, Arnold Schwarzenegger, will be here, pumping up.
Why come here? I'm sure you have a nice home gym.
I have a nice home gym. How did you know? I like working out with people.
Around here, he's quick to give pointers to anyone who looks like they need help. Anyone.
You take the lower bar. Yeah, perfect.
Better.
Okay, now let it all the way up, and now put it all the way down. Good. Okay, give me 10 like this.
As an athlete and a coach, Arnold, as he's often addressed, is pretty impressive.
So we just saw you working out. You don't look 75. Do you feel 75?
I would not know what that feels like. I feel very good, and I feel full of energy. But I think the most important thing is to keep active and to keep the mind active. So to me, life is about living, not existing.
And his life has become something of a legend. He's the poor Austrian kid who conquered the sport of bodybuilding. The movie star who, with his 1986 marriage to Maria Shriver, became part of the Kennedy clan. The real estate mogul who was elected governor of California.
Congratulations, Governor Schwarzenegger.
Schwarzenegger's films were often box office gold and a reliable font of one-liners.
I'll be back.
It's not a tumor. Hasta la vista, baby.
In 1994's True Lies, Schwarzenegger plays an undercover CIA agent with Jamie Lee Curtis as his unsuspecting wife.
Come on, baby.
It's the inspiration for his newly premiered Netflix series, FUBAR, where he's again a CIA agent with family issues.
The CIA destroys relationships. I've been waiting for a decade and a half to win my wife back. Now, since I'm retired, what's gonna stop us?
15-year-old divorce papers?
She doesn't love you anymore?
At an age when most people retire, Arnold Schwarzenegger is still an action hero.
You're doing your first TV role ever in FUBAR. Why now?
This is the first TV series that I've done. It was a lot of work. I've never really worked that hard in my life. And because television is just so much faster. You do 10, 12 pages sometimes a day. But I loved it. I've never had more fun than doing this.
But he says he's had to work through a chapter in his personal life that was less than heroic. In 2011, Schwarzenegger admitted to an affair with his former housekeeper, Mildred Baena, with whom he had a son. The revelation shook his family and his public image.
You had some things going on that especially women weren't too pleased with. Did you feel like you had to come back from that?
I was not that concerned about coming back from anything. I was more concerned about just making sure that everyone is okay in my family, because my kids were still young. So Maria and I, we really had to work on raising them together. And my wife did a fantastic job with that. We worked really well together. And so we can be very proud of the job that we did under those circumstances.
And you work really well together now, it seems. What's your relationship like with Maria?
Well, she is, my best friend, and we talk pretty much every day. And, I respect her, and I think she's a wonderful lady.
He says his youngest son, Joseph Baena, is like him in more ways than one.
Joseph is following in your bodybuilding steps too, right?
Well, every step. Joseph is into real estate, he's into acting, and he's into bodybuilding and all of those things. It's kind of like the apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
Do it. Do it now.
There's a docuseries coming out soon that promises to be the most candid look yet at his past. But Arnold Schwarzenegger is also working on his legacy.
I call for change. Change is never easy, but this is an emergency. And this emergency demands action.
Earlier this month, the ancient walls of Vienna's Hofburg Palace echoed with a familiar voice.
Build better, build cleaner, build now. Build, build, build. We can do it. As our motto here says, we have the power. Thank you
For the
very much,
past
all of you.
8
Thank
years,
you.
he's been holding the Austrian World Summit, a gathering with a goal to reduce the impact of climate change. Except he hates the phrase climate change.
As long as they keep talking about global climate change, they're not going to go anywhere because no one gives a about that. So my thing is, let's go and rephrase this and communicate differently about it and really tell people. We're talking about pollution. Pollution creates climate change, and pollution kills.
Are you on a mission to save the world?
I'm on a mission to go and reduce greenhouse gases worldwide because I'm into having a healthy body and a healthy earth. That's what I'm fighting for. That's my crusade.
But Vienna wasn't all about work. The men at this table are his hometown friends. He's known some of them since he was 6 years old.
So I bought them an iPhone so we could talk every week.
Your elementary school classmates.
That's right, yeah. And we have the greatest time laughing about it, talking about the good old days and what we are doing now. And the funny thing is also it's kind of like the health problems. You know, because when you get older, you talk more about that than when you were young. And so this is the kind of stuff that we end up talking a lot of times when we talk about health issues. It's funny, you know, when you get to be 75. So this is all like hundreds of years old, all this stuff, yeah.
So beautiful.
You can take the kid out of Austria, but you could sense that this Austrian native was happy to be back on his home turf. And the people on the street seem to be just as glad to see him.
Arnold!
Okay, hey, how are you?
Servus!
Good to see you.
Up, man!
You're looking good, looking all pumped up.
This is Arnie.
Yes, that's Arnie.
Hi!
Hi, how are you?
He's been back to this part of the world many times. Last fall, Schwarzenegger, whose father was a soldier under the Nazi regime, toured Auschwitz.
When you walk through a place like Auschwitz, you feel a tremendous weight.
And in a series of online videos, he's repeatedly denounced both the Nazis and hate in general.
How do we stop this from ever happening again? This is the old way of doing roads, cobblestone.
On our ride, the former governor pointed out some of the charms of old Vienna.
Right here, just follow me.
He also showed us a new piece of art, a mural of himself that was, appropriately enough, larger than life.
So there's got to be something special about having this here in your home country.
In Austria, I developed my dreams and the dreams of being a movie star. So in my days, I saw huge advertisements of, you know, Clint Eastwood's movies and John Wayne movies. And I always say, oh, wouldn't it be wonderful to be like that, to be one of those guys? You know, now you roll the clock forward a few decades and then you look back and you say, there I am. My dream became a reality.
Arnold Schwarzenegger has said that most limits are illusions. Still, even with his boundless optimism and iron will, there are things even he can't do.
Do you wish you could run for president?
No, I'm finished with that. I would have run if I would have been an American born in 2016, because it's the only thing that I can't do in America. I would never complain about that. America made everything that I have achieved possible. So I'm not going to take this one thing and say, oh, isn't it bad and isn't it sad that I can't do that? Forget about it.